Hey YouTube family, this is Shylisa. Welcome to Perfectly Parker. So it's been a good little minute. I'm sorry guys, it's just been kind of a hectic summer, but we are wrapping it up. I can't wait for you guys to see the video with all our summer activities and Parker doing swim and gymnastics and all that good stuff. So as soon as I get through putting all those pictures up there and making it into one big slideshow, I'll put it up there for you guys to see. But we really did have a good summer. So we are starting first grade next week, and I am terrified. Guys, let me tell you, since we did our IEP last semester, we had our IEP meeting, and her teacher said that, well, her life skill teacher said that Parker can be more in gen ed this year, which I'm so excited about. She said that Parker is super independent. She feels like maybe for a few things she needs to come back to her life skill class to get help with. But overall, she said Parker would do wonderful integrating into mostly 90% gen ed with some support. And at the meeting, I said, well, will she have like a para to kind of help her? And then her life skill teacher said, no, Parker doesn't need a para. She's really good. She gets the class by herself. She's been doing very good. She's really good with routine. And so she knows what she's supposed to do. And ever since that meeting, I've been terrified. And don't mistake me being terrified for me not being happy that she doesn't need any support. I am ecstatic by that. I mean, I really am, but I am terrified because with her not having support, it's a bigger classroom. It's me not being able to know really what's going on, if somebody's bullying her. And it's really been keeping me up. I've been having nightmares about it. It's really, really terrifying me. So I was watching another YouTuber, and I wanted to do this a long time ago. I really did, but I was watching another YouTuber, and she was basically saying that she was having some of the same fears. And she said, I'm just gonna put it all out there and tell you my top fears. And I thought that was a really good idea. And I said, when is another better time to do it than now? Because clearly I'm freaking out. And some days I will only focus on that one thing that I'm scared about. And then other days, like recently, I will go down a rabbit hole where I am just thinking about all the things, and I just really, really get nervous. And I've never told anybody this, well, my husband, he knows all my fears, maybe a few people that are really close to me. But I said, why not just write down my top fears and just put it out there for everybody to kind of know what a lot of parents on the spectrum really, really fear. What are some of our top fears? Now, if I really wrote down all of it, it would be more like a book versus a sheet. So I just decided to write down a few. And it's so crazy because if you had asked me when Parker was born what my fears were, I would have told you getting her heart broken, maybe bullying, and a few other things. I don't know, the usual. And then those quickly changed to when she got diagnosed, or better yet, before she got diagnosed, when we were having speech. It was more like for her to say a few words. And when her autism became more apparent and I start doing way more research, you wish, or I wish, that those were my only fears. Now, I have fears like, will she make friends? Parker, you know, she'll play with people that she knows, but she's a loner. At school more so. She plays with her cousins and things of that nature, but if she's at school, she likes to keep to herself. And I don't want her to be socially isolated, so that scares me. And then you go into more bigger things when you start thinking about, well, when I start thinking about certain things, I just start going down a rabbit hole, and then I start thinking, well, now, you know, statistics show children on the spectrum get bullied more between 6 and 15. That's the age gap where they really get bullied at. And now she's 6 and she's going to the 1st grade. And whereas my fear before was, will she get bullied? I am terrified about it, because will she be able to tell me? How will she be able to tell me? And then I start thinking about, will she ever really have a conversation with me? Will we ever converse back and forth and just have that mother-daughter conversation? And a lot of times I feel bad about this one, because there are some parents who have children on the spectrum, or parents who don't even have children on the spectrum, who never have ever heard their child's voice before. And then here I am terrified about, will she be able to have a full conversation with me? But it is a fear of mine. And then that just spirals onto, well, what will happen if something happens to me and my husband? Or better yet, what will happen if something happens to one of us? And then I always think to myself, because we're each other's safety nets, we have that support. We know better than anybody what goes on with Parker. And we will have family, and Parker's not a burden to us because she's our baby, but I don't want to put her off on anybody else, because autism is another whole ball game. It's something that most people don't understand, and for me to have to leave that on somebody else, or for one parent to have to deal with, it's hard. And then I think about, what will happen when Parker gets older? Will she get too strong for me to handle her without my husband? I see it all the time. She doesn't have as many meltdowns. I think up until the recording of this video this summer, we've only had one major one, and that is phenomenal. But what will happen when she gets older? What will happen if she gets too strong for me to handle? And then I feel guilty, because I feel like, should I have more children? And this is really a big factor that affects me having more children, me and my husband having more children. It's scary, because I think to myself, is that fair to my unborn child? If they don't have autism, is that fair for me to want to have another child so there can be somebody there for Parker? Do I put that off on them? Or better yet, what if they have autism themselves and they are more severe than Parker? Then instead of just Parker, I'm leaving too. And it just spirals, guys. And these are just a few of the fears that I have. And you'll be surprised how many parents have these same type of fears. So it used to be, will she get married? Will she make friends? Now it's more like, what will she do? How will she tell me? And I am so scared. The other day we were at a sensory gym, and I think this is what really kind of sparked this up again, because I have been thinking about it, but it would have been closer to school, plus this incident really has me thinking about it. But we were at a sensory gym, and a little boy just pushed her down. He was trying to get the swing, and I saw what happened and I intervened, but she came to me and she cried, and I thought to myself, if I hadn't been watching, I wouldn't have known what she was coming up to cry about. So it's terrifying. It is terrifying. And these are just my top ones. I can go over a bunch of little ones with you guys, but this video will be literally 2 days long. And so I thought, why don't I just share that with you guys so I can share with you what me and a lot of other parents go through as we near these big milestones, like going back to school, or I don't know, simple things like going to play at somebody's house. It's terrifying. It really is. And I usually try to end on a good note, like if you're feeling this way, blah, blah, blah. But honestly, I don't know because you will always worry about these things. I don't know if there is a solution for it. It helps me to talk to close friends who knows Parker and my husband, of course, but it is very taxing and it's very scary. But at the end of the day, I know I can't hold her back, and I wouldn't want to hold her back, but we'll see. We will see. I will be posting more videos. I have tons of things to talk to you guys about, and lots of things in the near future that I can't wait to share with you guys. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.